station 1290 WLBY, the Lucy Ann Lance Show, and today, Home for Healing Hearts. This is so special, and it's going to be phenomenal for the community to have this, and the big groundbreaking happened this week. It's on behalf of Ellie's Place here in Ann Arbor, the only nonprofit community-based organization with a mission dedicated to creating awareness of and support for grieving children, teens, and their families. And they broke ground on a new home in Ann Arbor. Joining us to talk about it, Monica Brancho. She is the managing director of Ellie's Place. How long has this been in the making, Monica?
Pretty much since I started 2.5 years ago, actually even prior to that. So it's been years in the making.
And also with us today is our old friend, Mark Ouimet. So nice to have you here.
It's great to be here.
You were the first board chair for Ellie's Place.
Correct, yep.
And you're on the campaign committee for this.
Yeah.
The work that the committee did to lead up to groundbreaking day, tell us how this all came to fruition.
Well, we're very blessed as an organization because we have the First Lady of Michigan, Sue Snyder, and Howdy Holmes from Chelsea Milling, who are the co-chairs of it, and both very dynamic personalities, and we have a very strong committee with a single focus of raising this money so that a child has a place to go and grieve. And it's been really one of the most heartfelt, thankful things that I've been able to be involved in raising money over all the years in the community doing that. That seeing people who get it, understand it, that no child should go through grieving alone and not have to pay as well.
And for those who don't know, Ellie's Place is for children who have suffered a loss in their life and for their families, but children specifically, and it's named after a little child as well.
A little Ellie, yeah. So it started about 27 years ago in the basement of a church in Lansing, and our founders are Betsy and Woody Stover, and they had a daughter named Ellie who was born, and she had some complications, upon her birth, and died when she was 11 months and left behind 3 other siblings. And Betsy and Woody quickly realized that they were grieving differently than they were, and that they needed a special kind of help. So they took it upon themselves to figure out how to create a children's grief center, and they did 27 years ago in Lansing, and since then it came to Ann Arbor 11 years ago. We also have a location in Grand Rapids and also in Flint now.
What has this meant to those families and children who have gone through loss? I happen to know some of the families who have utilized the services there, and they speak so highly of it, and it's helped their children so greatly.
Yeah, so it is truly an insurance policy for our community. Our families often tell us that coming to Ellie's Place is a journey to joy, and it helps them get back to that joyous place. And even though our mission is focused on kids and teens, we do provide services to adults as well, if they choose. And as an adult, to just know, that your kids are going to be okay, and that they're going to be taken care of because of the service that we're able to provide them is really just an amazing thing.
And from what I've seen with children who are suffering, you often don't know it because they put a mask over it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of this process of unveiling those feelings.
Exactly, yes. And we actually do an activity called the Inside Out Mask that we do with our teens and older kids. And because we know oftentimes, like you just said, Lucy, that kids keep their feelings inside, and even if parents ask them, how are you doing, they won't really express it because they don't want to make their parents sad or upset them. And so they'll keep their feelings inside. And so this activity that we do is the Inside Out Mask, and we say to the kids, we know that you express yourself one way to the outside world, and another way you're feeling inside. So they decorate the mask on the outside with stickers and words and words cut out from magazines, and then the inside they do as well. And then they're all sitting around in a circle, and they show the outside of their mask, which is pretty easy because that's kind of how they're already sitting.
Might say very happy.
Very happy, words like excited and cheerful and confident and good. And then they share the inside of the mask, and oftentimes, almost always, it's completely opposite of the outside. And you would see words like sad, terrified, teardrops, a sad face instead of a smiley face. So it's pretty impactful. And then they have a conversation. You know, they sit around and they have a conversation, and then that peer-to-peer support piece is so important because they realize that everybody sitting around is feeling the same. They have this outside mask of confidence and smiles, but this inside mask of sadness and guilt and, you know, anger and all these other big emotions, and every one of them are feeling that way, and they're not alone, and it's not, and they
power
don't feel
in that.
weird, and
Right.
and they're able to talk through those things. And so we have really powerful activities. That's just one example of many,
Wow.
to talk about feelings.
I was so struck when I saw one of those masks. Until you see it and it's flipped over and you realize what's going on inside a child who's grieving,
Yeah.
it's just, it's so incredible. And the fact that Ellie's Place is there to help bring those feelings out and help these children is phenomenal. Mark, what does it take to get to groundbreaking as far as funds go for this? at
Well,
Ellie's Place?
we are approximately 80% of the way there. We've raised about $6 million. We got more to go, and now this becomes the public part of the campaign. And we want people to be aware of it because it gives them the opportunity to be a stakeholder in a community treasure that allows a safe place for children to go to grieve. And one of the things about Ellie's Place, it does, you know, this is a disease that will never be cured. There will always be death in a child's life. And it doesn't make any difference where you are economically or politically or what your background is, it always occurs. And our community needs this place badly. And we were blessed that the group of people have stepped up to start this campaign off and to create an environment and create this facility to make sure our children have a place to go.
Struck by the fact that 1 in 20 children will experience the death of a parent. That's just mind-boggling.
Exactly. And everybody deals with it differently. But as Monica said, you know, children tend to hold it inside
Yeah.
because now they're different than the person they're sitting with.
Right.
And
But not the people they're sitting with at Ellie's Place.
exactly.
And that's the key. So where is the new location gonna be?
Yeah, so it's at 5665 Hines Drive, and that is off of State Street. So if you're heading from Ann Arbor south to Saline, just before Textile, a lot of people know Gym America is right there on the corner. So if you turn into that, it's a gorgeous 4-acre wood-lined property that is just really going to be a sanctuary for our families when they come.
And what's the timeline on this, Monica?
Yeah, so our construction team is saying about a year. So about a year from now, we'll have a big party, grand opening, and then we'll be able to open to the families in the summer or fall of next year.
So you have half the money though, the $6 million, so you need another, what?
We need another million.
About another, yeah, about
Million.
1.6 million.
Million to go.
Oh, okay. And how are you gonna be doing that?
Well, we have a Beer Foundation has put up a $75,000 match fund. And so for every $1 someone donates, they give $1. They mean Beer Foundation, so we get $2. So
And
we're
that foundation, they work so quietly in our community, but
they do
the impact the
great
Beer
job.
Foundation has in the Beer family and how
Oh.
they set this up. And we're talking about the same people, Beer Park here in
Yep,
Ann Arbor.
yep.
God bless them.
No kidding. It has been something, time and again, that they've stepped up to help,
Mhm.
as so many have. And that's why we want to give the opportunity to everybody to participate in what we think will be a real jewel for our community.
We're talking about the new Ellie's Place here in Ann Arbor. They're hoping to open the new facility by the summer of 2019 and a growth rate of 25% expected within the first few years of opening that new facility. So you're gonna have this phenomenal space, a larger space. You're gonna be able to accommodate more people, Monica.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now we have waiting lists that come and go, and so and we know that the need is incredibly great. We serve Washtenaw County, but we also serve 7 other counties in addition. And like you said, the stats of 1 in 20, 1 in 5 kids, I mean, if you think about that, that's thousands and thousands of kids that need our support. And so by having our own building, we can truly meet the needs of our community and surrounding communities, so that no child ever has to wait to start their healing.
Monica Brancho is the managing director of Ellie's Place. Mark we met, who's given a lot of public service to our community over many, many years. He is continuing that and is on the campaign committee. If you go to elliesplace.org, you can get more information on the campaign, elliesplace.org, and also elliesplaceannarbor.org specifically to get to Ellie's Place here. And Ellie is E-L-E, sweet spelling there, E-L-E. So Ellie's Place, E-L-E-S, placeannarbor.org, and learn how you can help. Really is a remarkable place, has done a lot of great work here in our community. And just think about it, if you're able to give these children who have suffered great loss in their lives a good founding and be able to move forward in their lives, we're creating better human beings in the long run, and more confident and people that can really contribute to our community and aren't suffering.
Right. Absolutely, and that's why this is so important.
Absolutely. Anything else people can do to help? I mean, I'm sure you're going to be unveiling other kinds of ways people can donate, but certainly they can go online and do that at elliesplaceannarbor.org.
Yeah, and of course we're always looking for volunteers. We could not do the magic that we do with we have close to 100 volunteers a week that come every single week to help facilitate our groups and our programming. So anyone's interested in volunteering, they can go to that same website that you mentioned and reach out, and we will connect them to the right people and start the process.
All right. elliesplaceannarbor.org, L-E-E-L-E. So E-L-E-S placeannarbor.org. Our thanks to Monica Brancho, and you just do a phenomenal job over there, and your staff and all the volunteers. A big salute to them.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on
Appreciate
this
it.
morning.
And one of those great volunteers, Mark we met
Yes,
from the campaign committee.
Thank you.
Mark, we'll have you back on to talk about your role now.
About airports.
Metro Airport.
In Willow Run, yeah.
And managing the airport now?
Yeah, we're there's a group of us that are doing some day-to-day operations there.
Looking forward to hearing more about that. We'll get you back in studio with that group.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark. More coming up on the Lucy Ann